Hi, everybody. Super excited to be here. Today, we are discussing finances and how to run a real estate team, company, person, yourself as a true business entity. So it's not a sexy topic, but it is a necessary topic if you are going to stay in this industry any length of time.
I couldn't agree more, and I wish that when I was starting my career, somebody would have pulled me aside and said, Josh, you did not study to be a CPA. You need some help, and it's a really good conversation because let's be honest. I mean, when you say that like probably 90% of the realtors are not, our skill set is not, like we didn't go to school to understand the numbers, to be financial analysis, right? To be CPAs. So I think this is a conversation. I'm going to share some good mistakes today, some good mistakes and how I've grown from that. And I know Maria's got some stories. Jennifer's got some stories. So let's get right into it. How to, wherever you're at in your career, how to set some time aside to thinking about smart financial moves in your business and how to structure it in a way where you're going to be protected, you're going to be taken care of, and you're not just a never-ending, a money cannon, just shooting out money?
Shooting out money and hoping something sticks. You can't do it.
Well, you can, but you won't be in the business long. You'll be broke.
Right. So, Maria, you want to kick it off with some ideas, some thoughts?
I would be happy to, because I'm going to tell you my very first hire, and I'm not talking that I actually hired an employee. The very first hire that I made when I went into this business was to hire a very good bookkeeper. I am still with her. It is a little outfit here locally on Ladies Island. I found them. I have developed the best relationship with them, and they help protect me. They help protect my money because, again, that is not what I want to spend my time on. And my time is better spent on running my business, listing and selling properties.
Money making.
Not doing bookkeeping. Right. I figured that out real quick. Yes. Plus, it kind of makes me miserable because money stresses me out. And so I was like, let's just take this and get this off of me. And I'll be a much happier person in the progress and in the process. So that was the very first thing I did.
No, I think that's really smart because you do need to know what's coming in and what's going out, what's making you money, what's costing you money, because it's easy to spend a lot of money in this industry.
And you know what? And your ROI, they can help you, because if you're tracking it, even if you're just doing it on QuickBooks or something simple, they can help you track the expenses and come up with the ROI on, let's say that you are doing a realtor.com or a Zillow.com. Am I making money on that?
That's right.
How much am I spending? How much is actually coming back in? What is my true ROI there? So you need somebody, if you are not going to do it yourself, you definitely need to hire someone to do it for you, because it is the most critical part of your business, especially when you're getting it up and running.
That's right. Amen.
Couldn't agree more. Now let me get into my lessons learned section of the movie.
Talk to me.
So I've been doing this for a little bit, 2 decades, and I would say the first decade of my business was running a business like the Wild West. And, that was in my 20s. I was like, oh my gosh, money's coming in. It's great. I don't really care. I'm just whatever happens, going to happen.
I'm just riding this wave.
Riding the wave until the IRS came calling. And, I personally have went through a 2-year IRS audit that I'm very happy. Well, I'm very happy about, I always believe there's lessons to be learned in anything, any hardship in this business, right? And I am actually so thankful that happened to me 10 years ago, because since then, obviously my business has grown, and my wife and I joke about it, and we both say, you know what, it's probably a good thing that happened now, so we could learn from that, we could grow, and we could make sure that we're taken care of. And all of this stress that I learned in this 2-year IRS audit was I cannot spend my time analyzing, understanding, inputting numbers, getting to the first quarter of 2024, for example, and spending days looking at expenses, putting it together for my CPA. It is absolutely the exact opposite of what I want to be doing and should be doing, and have since made some incredible strides by understanding that. And like Maria said, partnering with an incredible bookkeeper, partnering with an incredible CPA, having my bookkeeper and my CPA communicate at all times, having QuickBook lined up, analyzing, now being able to analyze a profit and loss statement every single month, going over quarterly reviews with my CPA. And I know we're going to get into the S Corp conversation here a little bit also, but understanding, am I putting enough away for taxes? Are we reviewing that? Because I mean, let's face it, in real estate, like, you can go on big swings, right? I mean, in Michigan, it's not uncommon for our second quarter to be 50% of our business, our spring market to be 50% of our business. If you are not putting money away for that and analyzing for that, then you're just going to be really upset. Like, at the end of the year, when it gets a little bit slow for everybody, you're going to be like, you know what? Why didn't I analyze this more? Now I'm stressed. Now I'm, trying to figure out where to get this money from. And I just want to share that IRS story, the audit story, because I think there's plenty of realtors that have been through this. And I'm an open book. I am transparent on this stuff. And I truly believe that there's opportunities to learn from this and grow from this. So hopefully somebody listening will say, you know what, I'm gonna clean this up right now, so I don't have to go through that 2 years of pain that Josh went.
Misery. Really.
Take a toll on your life, your marriage, your kids, your business, your stress, everything. So I like the bookkeeper conversation, the CPA conversation, and really analyzing your profit and loss and making a commitment to that as a business owner.
I don't know about you guys, but I came from corporate America. And so I was a W-2 employee. Yeah. That's what I knew. So when I came in here and I was like, okay, now I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I am self-employed. Big change. Big change when it comes to taxes. And you got to be prepared for all of that, and it's new. When you first come into this, it's new, and you have to be prepared for that.
That's right.
Right. Jennifer, do you want to jump in? Because I feel like I could keep talking.
No, I'm good. I'm sitting there trying not to sweat to death. I thought it was a good idea to be outside, but I'm like panting over here. So go for it.
Well, I think another big piece of this that I've learned all too well. And again, if anybody ever wants to chat about this stuff, I'm an open book, because I think maybe it's just me, but I don't know about you guys. You've probably been at times in your career where you've been spending money and you don't even know like how much you're spending. You're spending this on Zillow. You're spending this. You're like, okay, I'm going to do this client event. I'm going to do this marketing.
And sometimes it's not even a lot of money. It's just a lot of entities, right? Because you'll have all these subscriptions you don't even know that you have.
Right.
Yes.
So you go into the year, and I guess what I want to challenge everybody is to really analyze their expenses wherever you're at in your career, whether you're a new agent, whether you're a veteran agent. If you haven't really truly done this and you want to start, go back and analyze every dollar, we got a dog barking, but I'm going to talk over the dog.
That's grumpy.
We gotta analyze every expense for 2023, every penny, and look at where the gaps are. Look at where you are wasting money. Do
you need it? Did it make you money? Did you break even? Because if you broke even, it's not a good investment.
Right. And analyze it up and down and say, you know what, I need to do this. I want to do this. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. This makes sense. And then when you truly analyze that, and then I would even push you to categorize your expenses. And that's maybe when you go from analyzing and categorizing the expenses to meet with that bookkeeper and say, you know what, this is how I'm going to attack 2024 from a budget perspective. And I want you to hold me accountable. Let's review this. I mean, I even do this with my team, my number one assistant. I'm like, Katie, here's the budget. You know that I like to, sometimes get excited about things. So reel me back in. Reel me back in, because this is what we agreed how we're going to attack 2024. So I think the budget conversation is very important for any agent. Would you guys agree with that?
100%.
Completely agree.
Especially in a changing market and a shifting market, really in any market, if you want to be able to predict what you're going to make, you've got to hone in on that budget. And I heard somebody say the other day that the best thing they did was to cancel their card that was on the automatic payments. And
I've done that.
They were like, it's a pain in the butt to do it, but you quickly realize all these different things that you don't even know you're paying for. $60 here, $50 there, $200 there. The next thing you know, it's thousands. And do you use it or not? Yeah, I agree. So I think it's good to analyze monthly and quarterly. But then again, some of those subscriptions are once a year, so you don't notice them. And I say that because I just had an $1,800 one hit my account, and I was like, "What was that for?" Then I had to go back to my assistants, like, what is this? Do we even use this? So I am culprit of that too.
Yeah, and I think that I know it's a busy spring market, but I try and do this every fall while we're reanalyzing like what we spent, what we didn't spend. What makes sense for 2024 or 2025? Here's another thought. Are you guys able to do this? I know we can do this in our office, is allocate your commissions to certain accounts. Like, can you do that? So up here in Michigan, we can do that pretty easy. That would be a thought for a new agent. That
you mean within Remax, like your company does it?
Yeah, we have the ability. We have the ability out of every commission check to allocate percentage-wise where we want that money to go into different accounts. So I'm sure that's potentially available. I know we can do it. Mine
goes all. I mean, it's just a. So I mean, I'm trying to decide: is that through like who allocates that? Like you do it through your bank?
The broker. Yeah, we just set up different accounts that we want money to go into. And I'm just bringing this up for ways for new agents to be like, you know what, I'm getting this $10,000 check and I'm not a great money manager. So maybe I should have, out of every check, 25% of that go to a different account that I can make sure it's taking care of taxes, retirement. I think there's options out there for agents to allocate their commissions in a way. And if if your brokers aren't doing that for you, there's an opportunity for you to do that within your own business checking account, your personal checking account. Like, do you have a tax account? Do you have a retirement account? Do you have a business account? How healthy is your business account? Are you prepared for
whatever
6 months of being incredibly slow? Do you have the reserves there where you're not going to freak out if you have a couple slow months? I mean, that's another big conversation is, are people working out of their personal account or their business account, and how healthy is their business account to take the stress off of them so they can go out and produce? You guys agree?
Now, I do. Now, Josh, I own my brokerage, and we are not doing that where we allocate it to different accounts for our agents, but I think that is a great idea because that is what I do when I get a commission check. I'm like, I know I want this much of this is going to be taxes. This is much of this needs to go, and we probably need to put it in an IRA. I do it by working with my bookkeeper, and I encourage my agents to do that. But it sounds like your broker's got an amazing system going where they're doing a lot of that money swap for you to get it into the right account.
Now, do y'all have an SIRA? Because that's been the big thing I've done in the past 2 or 3 years that has been great because it's non-taxed and it could be up to $17,000 a year.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good way to push.
I have all the IRAs.
Yes, I would agree. That's nice.
So yeah, I think there's plenty of, retirement vehicles, and I'm not a financial planner, so Jennifer, I can't even go down that road, but
I'm not either. But it's been good.
I think, there's plenty of retirement vehicles we need to think about, but I guess just to kind of rein it all back in, like if you really want to run your business in a way that you're protected in the future, we've talked about being diligent with your budgeting. Okay. We've talked about in very important relationships with things that you need to delegate out and accept reality that you're not, maybe we're not great bookkeepers. We're not CPAs. What we need to run an incredible business, we need these strong partnerships, and we got to buy in, because guess what? I mean, we're spending a couple $1,000s a year on bookkeeping, a couple $1,000s a year on CPA, well worth it in order to catapult your business. So we talked about budgeting. We talked about sticking to it. We talked about understanding your return on investment, what's working, what's not working. And then work through QuickBooks, profit and loss, make the time for it, right? Make the time for it and make sure that you are running a healthy business. I mean,
it's not like it's the fun things to do. The fun things to do that we're good at are sales. We're good at listing and selling, but it's very important to make the time.
Because you'll end up bankrupt no matter how good you are. You'll end up spending too much money.
You will. Yeah.
It's easier to do it.
Oh, go ahead.
And you will get large enough that bookkeeper and your accountant will come to you and say, you know what? You've been filing as an individual.
It's time.
It's time. You need to be an LLC. You need to be an S Corp. All of that comes out of those discussions and that planning and that reviewing that you do with that trusted person that you have that is doing your bookkeeping. That person is so important to your business. I can't say it enough.
I agree.
Right. Well, and I guess the last thing I'll say, if everybody's analyzing their numbers, like anybody needs to maybe meet with a business analyst or and look at and say, what am I targeting for my expense to income ratio? Are my expenses, I can tell you my target's like in that 30% range, expense to income, overall income. But there's a lot of different models, right? There's a lot of massive teams that would be happy with a, 50% expense to income ratio.
Yeah.
So there's different models, but you have to have a benchmark and you've got to analyze that. And you need, that's why we need to look at the budgeting and say, you know what? I can't believe this. I'm actually spending 60%, 70% of my income on my expenses right now. I gotta make some changes. And there is that going on out there that we all need to work on.
Agreed. I agree.
100%.
Run it like a business. Run your business like a business.
Run it like a business. No, I texted you ladies. I said this could be a 2-hour conversation. We had to condense it down to 15 minutes. But I think this gave everybody some good things to think about. That's and if anybody wants to chat, like all three of us are in it. We are not like I'm not an expert, but I can tell you, mistakes made and lessons learned. And that's what it's all about.
Me too, Josh.
I'm looking to see if there's any dolphins back there. I've been watching them every morning. I didn't see any today, but I was going to point some out to y'all, but I don't see any. They didn't sign up for this.
I could be the pro of telling them what not to do.
Amen. Me too.
Me too. But that's how we learn the most, and that's how we
learned. Unfortunately,
how we are vulnerable, transparent, and people need to hear and I'm not saying we're ultimate success stories, but people need to hear the trials,
trials and tribulations. Absolutely.
Trials and tribulations. So they know, what, that took some pain to get there. That's right. We need to learn and maybe not make some of those mistakes. So
I agree.
Great conversation.
That pain is very painful too. When the pain is there,
it hurts. Yes, it does.
Well, you all are Jennifer's making me want to go to the beach, but
come down, come visit. It's hot though.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I'm going to go out and enjoy a beautiful day in Michigan. Maria, enjoy Hilton Head. And,
Thank you.
Jennifer,
That's it.
enjoy
Yeah.
Wilmington. And we'll see you all next week, okay?
I can't wait. Bye,
Take
guys.
care. Bye.